Alfa Romeo. We were all excited. I remember doing this story when it came back to the U.S. market, right? And
Absolutely.
we talked about it, quadrifolio of the performance variants with the telephone dial wheels. And, just they have a full range, a couple of different size SUVs, a couple of sedans. Well, Stellantis, this is an ongoing story, is in trouble financially, and they are trying to cut things out. There's some talk, according to an Autoblog article, that Alfa Romeo might be on the chopping block in the U.S. They returned in 2015, but they might be on the chopping block just in the U.S. They're not going to go out of business, but not come here. You think about this, Les, and some people say sometimes, "Oh, you guys you're just being you're just trying to get people to watch your show." But look at the numbers. They sold just 6,800 cars so
Yeah.
far this year in 2024, and that's the lowest sales figure since 2016. Um, that's not good.
No. They went out of this country back in '94 because they had only sold about 4,500
Yeah.
Alphas.
Well, at least they're ahead of that.
that's, that's that's the new sales motto. It's better than. But I mean, it's just a case that for some reason, and I honestly don't know what it is, people are not attracted to Alphas the way I think they should be. If they got in one and drove it, I think you would say, "Boy, I really like this thing. I'm
Well,
going to buy it."
maybe they should have drive events,
Maybe
where,
they should.
yeah.
And sadly, I think they've got a reputation back from way, way too many years ago that they weren't very reliable,
Well, they've
which
been,
isn't true anymore.
except for the Tonale that has a huge, I think they're recalling about 80% of the Tonale, the
Yeah,
small
well, yeah,
crossover. But you look at their day supply. Day supply typically means, if we stop building them, when would we run out of inventory? Typically, sub 90 is a good number. 30 is a
that
really good number.
30 is a great number.
But anything at 90 or below is a decent number, or average, at least average. Like, for example, Toyota has a 39-day supply. If they stop
Right.
building vehicles in 39 days, they would run out of them. But uh, Alpha has a 193-day supply. They have been oversupplied with vehicles,
Not good. That's more than 6 months.
but does it mean a deal? Does it mean it's time to buy one?
Oh, I really think it is. But again, you need somebody who's in the market for it.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure you can strike a heck of a deal. They're not going to ship them back to Italy.
No, but could they ship one to my garage? I mean, I remember my wife rented a car. It was a Giulia, and it was beautiful. She didn't want to give it back, and it's sad
Right.
to see that in a rental fleet, right? I was like, "You got what?"
Yeah, and you don't expect that. Now, my wife owned a Spider, an Alpha
Beautiful car.
Spider for 13 years back in the 80s and 90s.
It didn't rust
Loved it.
away.
Well, of course it did. Um, but it was a great car, and I
I,
kept it running. It was never not capable of taking her to work.
They were fun cars. I had a friend that
Oh,
had
boy.
one, his dad owned it, and he could use it, and it was nice. It was a fun little car. I remember driving
Yeah.
around in it with the top down and thinking, "Hey, this is a fun little car to go around in." But so, what do you think? Will the Alfa Romeo brand once again depart and head back to Italy? We'll have to
I
see.
I think it's inevitable, but
Yeah. Well, we will talk about Stellantis a little bit more when we come back, and also show you that brand new Nissan Murano. Stay tuned to Cruise Control with Fred Staab and Les Jackson.